Alright guys, Barnick Outdoors coming at you here today with a pretty cool video. We got two really, I would say, high-end competition style pistols that we're going to compare and pick a winner between. Number one is my personal favorite, the CZ Shadow 2. I have a lot of cool guns in my collection, and I'll tell you, the Shadow 2 it's my favorite. It might not be the most collectible, it might not be the most ideal for carry or the most oddball, but it is just all around the best gun. I mean, it's probably the best shooting handgun that I have. This one in particular, I've had it for a couple years now. I have the Trijicon SRO, I have palm swell lock grips. I haven't done anything with Cajunizing it so I can get a little bit of a better and smoother double action, but I typically run it out of single action, and it has a great trigger pull. Now we're going to go on to the second competitor, and that is the SIG P226 X5 Legion. Really excited about this gun. I actually just won it in a raffle. I spent like $100 on tickets and won it, so yeah. It's got a great trigger, very little play, and that trigger's going off. It's really heavy. Not as heavy as the Shadow, but that's really going to help with recoil reduction as well as the compensator here on the front. And I threw my Delta Point Pro from my 320 AXG Legion on here, just because I think I'll be shooting this gun a little bit more. My initial thoughts, at least with this gun here, is I think it's going to be a good shooter. Excuse me. I don't know that it's going to outshoot the Shadow, just all around, with a lot of other external factors that are being considered here, but we're going to get into it. I'll show you some footage of me shooting and then just kind of give you my thoughts. So after shooting the SIG, I was super impressed. It is so flat shooting, there's barely any recoil, and that trigger is phenomenal. Would I have gone out and spent $2,100 for this gun? No, probably not. I wouldn't have taken that chance. But winning this gun, I am super happy with it, and I'm going to carry it, and I'm going to shoot it all the time. The only kind of hiccups for me, one is the grips here. I would want something different, maybe a little bit more of a palm swell, a little bit more of an aggressive grip. I could see, and this is not something I'm using in my decision here between the two guns, that if you use, some finicky ammo, this might not cycle correctly. All of my ammo was perfectly fine, but you never know. And if you run into, a bad batch for whatever reason, I think the Shadow 2 would eat all that ammo up. I'm 15,000 rounds into the Shadow 2, and I have not had a single hiccup with it. And I could foresee maybe a couple hiccups with this, just with that compensator. The thing is, the price. For $2,100, I don't think that there should be a gun that is $600 less and is arguably better. And in my opinion, it is better. And that is why I'm going to pick the Shadow 2. I think the Shadow 2 has a little more recoil, but with how heavy it is on the front, it brings you right back down to where you need to be. And I think if a future iteration or if somebody ports it, you're looking at 0 recoil, where I think both of them are similar results between the X5 and the Shadow 2. I do have to say, I've always loved the Shadow 2 trigger, and it is phenomenal. But I think I'm going to go with the X5 Legion trigger comparatively. I just like that flat face trigger. I just like, very little play in it. I think the Shadow 2 has more. And, I think that's something that definitely makes a big difference. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go with the Shadow 2. I think for the money and what you can do to it, and if you got it Cajunized and you got it ported and you did whatever you want to it, you're still, equal price or under, and you're getting way better results than a lot of other pistols on the market. Just one of those things that, it's not because I love CZ. It's not because, I'm a little skeptical with the whole 320 situation. It just simply has to do with, if I'm going out there and I'm shooting a competition between these two pistols, I'm taking the Shadow 2. I know reliability, I know accuracy. Every single time you are going to get the best that you could possibly hope for. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Definitely going to try and do a lot more of these videos, comparisons, showcases, different things like that. My Instagram is Barnick Outdoors, so if you guys want to, Barnick_outdoors. If you guys want to give a follow, I just post me shooting, me fishing, things that I buy, things that I do. I'm not out here to make money. I'm just out here to, let people know my thoughts, because I do marketing for a gun shop and I help with the sales, and I'm out on the floor and I've been in wholesale, and I shoot a lot of guns and hear a lot of things, so I can give you guys, some very unbiased, sort of reviews where it's like, oh, okay, I go online and, I see a 25-minute video on something similar to this, and nobody's actually showing a ton of shooting or explaining why one was way better than the other. It's just more like, kind of beating around the bush. So appreciate it, guys, and we'll be back for another one soon.